We all know how important are motorcycle modifications, especially when we talk about adventure riding. But how many of these modifications really work and really worth the money and the time that we're spending on it? In this video, I'm gonna tell you my opinion on this topic. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back. Before you get mad and start defending all the modifications that you already done on your motorcycle, let me tell you that I don't have any plans to change the way you modified your motorcycle. The idea of this video is to tell you what modifications really works and what are just wasted time and money. But in the end, it is your motorcycle and you will decide what you need on your trips. Crash guards, bush plates, side stands modifications, auxiliary lights or whatever stylish changes you already have done on your motorcycle are fine and they might be very practical or useful to you, but they're not gonna change the way you ride your motorcycle and you will definitely not gonna feel them on the road. I'm talking about something different. Of course, here I will expect some of you to comment that without a bush plate you're gonna destroy the engine, so you cannot really go on adventure trip without it. If you don't have the auxiliary lights, you wouldn't be able to ride in the dark and many more like that. But let me tell you something. I, for example, almost never ride in the dark. If I have to, for some reason, if I delay or I cannot get on time, I will just ride slowly and you will be perfectly alright without auxiliary lights. And some people never go off-road and they will never really need bush plates. That's why this opinion is always subjective. I will agree that each and every one of the modifications that you can find online has its own purpose. That's why people do it. They need it for some reason. But I am talking about something different. Modifications that are game changers. Something that you're gonna feel every time when you start riding your motorcycle, or almost every time. Of course, the modifications that I'm gonna tell you right now, they are not some kind of miracle. They are very well known, but for some reason they are always on the bottom of the list. If you ask someone what you need, they'll tell you, oh, you need crash guards, you need hard panniers, auxiliary lights, you need this and this and this, so many things, but they will never mention these 5 simple modifications that, in my opinion, should be first in the list. You should have started with this and then the rest if you really need it. Anyway, enough talks. Number 1, heated grips. In my opinion, this is the modification number 1 that you should have on your motorcycle right from the shop if you don't have it in stock. And this is the modification that you're gonna feel all the time, especially in cold days. And in my opinion, it is priceless. Basically, I use them all the time when the temperature drops below 20 degrees. It is so much better to have it than not. For example, I will always prefer to have light gloves and heated grips on instead of heavy winter gloves, because with them I cannot really feel the throttle and the clutch the same way. So for me, this is number 1 modification. Good quality heated grips, like the one I have from Oxford, will cost you around $100. It is easy to mount it by yourself by directly connected to the battery. It has its own fuse and you don't need to worry about anything because it has this intelligent system, the green light that is flashing right now. And as soon the system notices that there is no power coming from the engine, it will turn off the heated grips after a few minutes. So nothing to worry about, easy to use, cannot drain the battery, easy to mount, everything is perfect in my opinion. Number 2 are handguards. Usually people never think about this stuff until they drop the motorcycle and break their levers. But if you have a model with an aluminum frame, like the one I have at the moment, and a good white plastic around, it will have 2 different purposes. First is obvious, to protect the clutch and the brake levers if you drop the motorcycle, but the second is big plastic here will provide enough comfort when you ride on the cold and rainy days. So one item with 2 different purposes. And as I said, people usually change them when they break something, but you don't have to. They work fantastic in combination with the heated grips. When you have heated grips and all of this protection here, man, it is nice. The model that I have is from Acerbis, the name is X Factor, and they cost around $100, and also they have different colors If you break the plastic part, you can change it after that. Yeah, fantastic feature that costs not so much. Next one on the list, number 3, is simple telephone holder. Instead of buying very expensive proper GPS devices that will require a lot of mounting brackets here and there, usually very heavy and, as I said, very expensive, you can simply buy a telephone holder, something like this, the one that I have, that cost me around $10 from AliExpress. The brand is GIP, and as I said, less than $10 from AliExpress. It's made from aluminum, it's very solid, it's mounted to another bracket here, but the options are many because the motorcycles are many. Even if you like traveling with paper maps like me, this is still must-have item because this is the best way to find your address, especially in the big cities. With the paper maps, it's easy to travel around the countries, but when you need a specific address, this is priceless. Just make sure that you mount it on the right place, right in front of your eyes. Not here on the bottom, not left, not right. Because every time when you tilt your head to check for directions, you get distracted from the road. If you have it in front of your eyes, you will see the direction, but you will still see everything around you. Your peripheral vision won't be affected. But it is different story when it's here. First, it's very powerful to change your view all the time like that, if you have to follow an address for a few hours, or like this. And then it is already dangerous because, as I said, you're losing your sight vision. I, for example, used one very old telephone that I don't need it anymore, and it has nothing on it, just Google Maps or Yandex when I was in Russia. So when I don't need it, I turn off the screen and I turn it on when I need it, when I get to the address closer or something like that, and this saves the battery. And usually the battery of the telephone lasts for 5, 6, maybe 8 hours. I can always charge it through the plug socket here if I have to, but the way I use it, I don't need even to do that. Number 4, wide foot pegs. To have comfort and the ability to control your motorcycle is crucial on long adventure trips. Wide pegs will give you the chance to ride it in standing position much longer and control the motorcycle much better. Model like this one you can find on AliExpress for $50. Of course, if you have a budget, you can go for much more expensive options, but the end result will be about the same. K&N or any other washable air filter. This modification you're not gonna feel every single day, that's why I left it for the last, but you will definitely appreciate it if you need to ride for many kilometers, especially in dusty environment or off-road. The ability to take it out, just wash it, lube it and put it back again, it's priceless. As I said, especially when you need to ride on very long trips, when you gain a lot of kilometers, when you need to change the filter a number of times. Then it's crucial to be able to do it on the road, because if not, you have to have a spare with you. But the spare is not heavy, but it's bulky, and you can also damage it if you put it in your luggage. Of course, many people will say that the K&N filter does not protect really well. You'll be way better with the stock paper filter, and they'll be right. But for that reason, I have another one, pre-filter, which actually stays on the top of the K&N filter, again from foam, and protects way better than the stock paper filter, because now I don't even clean the K&N filter anymore. It's always stay clean, even after hundreds and thousands of kilometers, because of this pre-filter that is made from foam, and it's also oiled, and actually nothing goes in. So I don't clean this filter anymore, I clean only this, and this is very easy procedure, just 10 minutes. And then you can leave it on the sun for another 20-30 minutes and you're good to go. I never really thought about this option until one of my friends went to Tunis last year, and when he came back, he showed me his pre-filter, jammed with suns from everywhere, and when we opened it, inside, the K&N filter was absolutely clean, not even a piece of sun. It protects so well that I immediately ordered one for me. And don't worry about it, it's not gonna choke your engine or your motorcycle. It's not that restrictive, or I will say nothing at all, because now the motorcycle runs very well, twists very well, no problems with the breathability of the motorcycle, but the protection is excellent. And conversion like this will cost you around maybe $120, including the Canyon filter, the pre-filter, foam pre-filter, and a plastic bracket that you need to hold it on the top. So I highly recommend it to each and every one of you. And I'm gonna give you another one, number 6. It's a bonus modification, this 3D mesh. Believe it or not, but this is the modification that cost nothing, almost nothing, just a couple of dollars, but will make a significant difference in your riding comfort. What it basically do, provide a little cushion between your ass and the seat, a couple of millimeters, and this helps to reduce the pain or the touching point when you ride longer. It also helps in cold days, rainy days, hot days, anything. So if you don't have any money for any modification, I will say just go for this and you'll be alright. Before you even decided to change your seat with some expensive options, try this one. It really works. Someone asked me in the comments about this light. It is a gift from a friend, and he asked me what it's made from. Let me show you. On the bottom it has this rotor, old rotor from a motorcycle. It has a metal bracket here, the holder for the shock absorber, old shock absorber, and the light on the top. Nothing difficult to make. You just need all parts and of course a cable and switch. That's it. Very easy, and I really like it. And as I said, it's a gift from friend. I also have another one addition here that represents South America, and this board here I'm gonna have the currencies of all countries like Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, Bolivia. I have dollars because in Ecuador was dollars. What I missed, the currencies from Peru and Chile, I didn't have it with me, but I'm gonna print it and put it here. And yeah, all of this is part of the decoration on my garage that I upgrade or change all the time. Altogether, these modifications will cost you around $400 or $500, and it doesn't matter what kind of brand or model you have. Maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. And $500 is still a lot of money for many people, but I also know that this 5 will make a significant difference in your riding comfort, and as I said in the beginning of the video, you will feel it every time when you jump to ride. And believe me, $500 are nothing if you compare it to the rest of the so-called necessary adventure modifications like crash guards, auxiliary lights, hard panniers, top boxes, and so many different things that people put on their motorcycles. Or this is what I saw in the last 15 years when I meet travelers. They just convert their motorcycles as a Christmas tree, but they missed some of the most important modifications that I'm talking about right now. With these 6 modifications, I am ready to go anytime, any direction. As you saw, I already have it on my motorcycle. With this motorcycle, I went all the way from Europe to Magadan and back 39,000 kilometers with the same modifications, almost the same. I went around South America. In South America, I didn't have heated grips on the motorcycle, but I had the rest. I brought actually the old foot pegs from my Tenere, the original stock foot pegs, and installed it on that small Honda, just to have more comfort. I also have washable air filter and handguards. And the reason I do not have the heated grips with me, because I was told that the motorcycle already has a heated grips, but what I found out when I went there, that the heated grips that the motorcycle has were terribly mounted with a wrong actually fuses, so I disconnected and rode without the heated grips and without the 3D mesh. But the rest were there, and they actually helped me to complete this 32,000 kilometers. Very interesting trip. If you want to know more about it, you can find video episodes on my second channel, Motorcycle Adventure Travel Videos. I will link it right here. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this long video, guys. Press like or dislike, whatever it deserves. If you subscribe, even better. See you in the next one.